Hello, my name is Jackson Bermudez. I'm currently a senior at Florida Gulf Coast University and I'm studying forensic science. In my career, I'd eventually like to be a forensic interviewer. With that, I took on this child and youth studies internship with Advance the Faith, and it's been a wonderful experience. So it was actually a pretty inspiring story. So I had been a little stressed about the internship requirement. I was looking around, things like that. But I decided to take a step back and just pray to God about it. I said, God, please direct me in the way that you think I should go. Please help me find what I need to find and align me with the people that I need to be with. So with that, I went to bed that night and I woke up. First thing I decided to do was what internships were open. The first thing I saw was Advance the Faith. Um, and it was everything I was looking for. I wanted to work alongside youth, check. I wanted to get a better experience with teaching, check. And it was a faith-based opportunity, which could get me more aligned with God, which was obviously the number one thing. So all these factors made it for the perfect internship, and I could have never asked for a better, greater team of people to work with. They've supported me through all my projects, and I absolutely plan to continue serving this organization even after my internship is over. It has impacted me mostly by allowing me to get more grounded within my faith through things such as the scriptures we incorporate, the parables that we add to our little lesson plans, and as well as gain experience in my future career. Since I've taken on this internship, I've been closer to God than I ever have been, and it's absolutely played a major role in that. Through the new activities that I've learned, such as SOAP, or like I said, the little things that we've incorporated in our lesson plans, such as parables, stories, things like that, I've been able to get more knowledgeable about the Bible and, the specific books that I was interested in. I've been able to see what it truly means to live through God's plan for us. And again, that's all thanks to Advance the Faith. As for my career, I'd like to eventually work within the juvenile justice system as a forensic investigator. Alongside this, I'd like to become an adjunct professor for a university, and Advance the Faith has allowed me to expand on these passions by giving me the opportunity to practice lessons, work alongside youth, and obviously connect with them one-on-one. It has overall allowed me to see that people come from different upbringings and how that can really affect people and the decisions that they make. I've absolutely seen it in many instances. For example, in my vault teaching lessons with Sage, we usually host an exit survey where the youth can answer things such as the biggest thing they've learned, their biggest takeaways from the day, and most importantly, if they've accepted Christ for the first time into their lives. I've seen multiple youth decide to either turn back to Christ or outright, like I said, accept Him into their lives for the first time. Another instance I've seen through this is through our Anchor House visits in Bartow. These visits really help the youth be open, honest, and even excited about us being there. One of the most memorable conversations was one where they said, "You guys drove 10 hours to see us?" And the other man said, "No, man, they said 2 hours. They'd never drive that long to see us." And he said, "Oh, yes, they would." And that really just kind of stuck with me. These youth have all had very troubled upbringings, and I can't speak for all of them or the situations that they've been in, but I'm sure a majority of them have felt that abandonment feeling at some point in their lives. So overhearing a conversation like this was heartwarming because it shows that even after everything they've been through, all their trauma, our organization has been able to get through to them and show them that people will go great lengths to see them and be there for them in any circumstance. One last example was at our Crossroads workshop. After a navigation-themed workshop where we taught the boys how to navigate through their transition into adulthood, 3 of them not only accepted Christ for the first time, but they also asked for an Advance the Faith coach. Even a staff member asked for one. So it's clear how much of an impact this workshop made on these boys, and I truly hope I can be a part of their next one. I've impacted this program by being able to offer them assistance with Crossroads, Anchor House, and Oasis preparations for such presentations, games that we'll play. I've been able to develop lesson plans and follow-along worksheets that the boys are able to fill out while the presentation was going. I've also been able to implement fun activities such as games and thought-provoking questions that really makes them think and kind of get out of their shell a little bit. I've been able to present these lessons to the boys and youth as well as allowing for the people I was working alongside to focus on other things. God was working both in my life and the lives of the young people that we served. When I first started out, I was nervous about not only presenting, but just how I'd get through this internship. Not that it was intimidating, but just what I would do, what I would say, things like that, and how to not make silence is awkward when presenting. I was able to pray on these worries and ask God to guide me throughout them and be with me during these circumstances. With this, I was able to go into my presentations and my work confidently, and while I don't want to speak for myself, I think I was able to do a pretty good job. I've also seen God work through the lives of the youth that we serve, for example, through our exit surveys. I know I spoke on this a little bit before, but we've had some youth that were very enthusiastic about accepting Christ in their lives for the first time, with some of them even asking for their own personal Bible at the end of our workshops. Additionally, after a navigation-themed workshop, we had a bunch of boys getting ready to age out of the foster care system. We even had a few of them interested in an advanced faith coach who will guide them through their challenges in their lives, such as finding a job, finances, apartment hunting, and more. Really quickly, I'd like to thank our Advanced the Faith donors for allowing this experience to happen. It has been truly life-changing, and I could not have done this without your support. From the Anchor House visits, the Crossroad workshop, and the Bahamas trip, none of this could have happened without your support. So take a moment to recognize yourselves and know that every ounce of your support has been put to good use. Thank you again so much.